Good morning, everyone. It's the 36th of our guidepost this morning, and I've based it, or I am about to base it, on the writing that I did back in 2015 called Now is Enough. Acceptance of what is in this ever-changing world will bring you peace. Ownership is illusion. You can neither add to nor subtract from your divinity. The eternal now contains all we need, all we are. Now is enough. It is filled with joy. Open your eyes. Look inside. You are what is real. The illusion of ego melts away. Probably one of the shortest bits of writing I've done. Usually I go on for probably about 20 lines, and they're quite long, maybe longer, 25, 30 lines. So this is based around the concept of Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. And yet I've realized recently that we used to have something of this concept of now in church, in a little chorus that we used to sing. We used to sing, "This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made." It used to be sung as a round, so you'd have different parts of the congregation singing it at different times, and it's a bit of an earworm. It gets inside your head. It's based on one of the lines in one of the Psalms. But today is all we've got. It's the only day that ever exists. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not yet here yet. Not promised. It might not be in our experience. We might never see the day after today. It might not be for us. So today, every morning when you wake up, you say, "Good morning, Lord," or you say, "Good Lord, morning." So I'm thinking about Eckhart Tolle's book and the concept of how unpresent we are, how our minds are constantly thinking about the past or the future and not really considering this moment that we're in right now. And even when we are in this moment called now, we're not accepting it for what it is. We're saying it shouldn't be like this. We should have something else happening other than what's happening, or this particularly awkward situation that we're going through shouldn't be happening. It's wrong. So we're kicking against the goads. I think Paul talks about on his story of what happened to him on the road to Damascus. We're saying it's not right what's going on, but it's absolutely perfect for where we're meant to be, where we've come from, and where we're going to. Everything is perfect. It's very difficult to accept that at times, but to accept what is as part of the plan of your life, part of the journey of your life, part of the meaning and purpose of your life, it just gives it, the most awkward of situations, a place right now of peace. Because everything's changing, everything changes in our lives. Everything changes in society, in family. Nothing stays the same. So if you don't like what's happening now, just hang around a bit longer. and things will start going the way that you would like them to be. And if things are going great right now, watch out, because in the ever-changing world, there will be moments coming your way where it doesn't feel like that anymore. So if you can accept what is, and that the world is ever changing, so you don't have to suffer whatever it is that you're suffering very long, that'll bring you peace. And that's the first verse. The acceptance of what is in this ever-changing world will bring you peace. The second verse in the poem, ownership is illusion. You can neither add to nor subtract from your divinity. So the idea that we own anything is an illusion. We only ever own one thing, and that is our divinity. Our divinity, in my belief system anyway, is eternal. Now, we've always been this divine being, and we always will be this divine being. It's the universal constant that consciousness continues. And maybe right now we're trying to add something to ourselves which is in the material world. And even if we do, we don't get to take it with us when we leave this life. The only thing that we have, and we always will have, is our divinity. We are divinity wrapped in humanity. And when you realize that this is who you really are, that you are a divine being, then the whole idea of wanting to own anything is nice. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying you shouldn't own anything, but it isn't really what this life is about. It's about expressing our divinity in this human form. How can we best express who we truly are on the inside in this material world? How can we impact the lives of those around us in this material world? It's not by ownership. It's not by gathering things together. It's being aware of what we have within our divinity. What's the actual bit of divinity that you've got, and sharing that. It's not in taking or collecting, but in giving that our divinity will be displayed. So that's the second verse. Ownership is illusion. You can neither add to nor subtract from your divinity. And the third verse is the eternal now contains all we need, all we are. This is a bit of an understanding. We live in 4D reality. We have length, height, breadth, and time. E equals mc squared and all that stuff, you know, Einstein. But time, it has been proved in science that time is the fourth dimension, and that we are linear beings, that we move from the past into the future in a straight line, and there's no backwards jumping like in Quantum Leap and Sam Beckett. There's none of that going off. We are in the moment called now, and we always will be. So when we exist, as we will, and as we did before, this is my belief system, outside of time, when we are in the eternal, that's when we are fully ourselves, where we're not being dragged one way or another. Circumstances aren't affecting us. So if we go into that place called the eternal now, where we no longer consider the past or the future as being highly relevant to today, to this moment called now, we'll find that we have everything that we need right now in this moment. The fact that I'm sat here breathing is enough. It really is. Now is it enough? And that's where the fourth verse starts. Now is enough. It is filled with joy. Open your eyes. So if you can't see the joy that surrounds you, if you cannot accept that there's many blessings being given to you in your life right now. If you can't see it, then how will you be filled with joy? How will you ever be satisfied with what you have in this life if you can't actually count your blessings? If you're unable to do that, if you're too focused on the past, the future, or on what's wrong or what could go right, or if you're not actually fully conscious and present in this moment called now, you won't see the joy that surrounds you. And so the poem says, open your eyes, see it, have a look. What have you got to be thankful for today? And those who think and thank about things, when we think about and thank about things, the other things that we want, how can life bless us with more blessings if we're not even willing to acknowledge the blessing, the joy that we've already got? And then the final verse, look inside, you are what is real. The illusion of ego melts away. So the ego is a construct of our thoughts and of the influences that we've received since arriving on this planet with our parents, our families, our friends, our employers, our neighbors, our colleagues, whoever has impacted our life, the people that we look up to, our heroes, they have all helped create this ego. But if you look inside, you'll be able to see what's real. And what is real? That which is eternal. That's the only thing. Love is real because love is eternal. But the part of you, the divine part of you that is real, is not the ego. It's the presence. It's the consciousness. It's the awareness of the moment called now. So I'm going to read my poem again, and then I'm going to close the broadcast. Now is enough. Acceptance of what is in this ever-changing world will bring you peace. Ownership is illusion. You can neither add to nor subtract from your divinity. The eternal now contains all we need, all we are. Now is enough. It is filled with joy. Open your eyes. Look inside. You are what is real. The illusion of ego melts away. Namaste.